Hi, this is Eric White. In this screencast, I'm going to show one of my favorite tricks for researching OpenXML markup. This trick consists of using the OpenXML package editor and Word together to research OpenXML markup. This approach uses the OpenXML package editor power tool for Visual Studio 2010. You can download this power tool here. It enables you to drag and drop an OpenXML document onto Visual Studio and then explore all around inside that package. You can look at XML parts, you can open the XML, you can edit the XML, you can save the whole thing back. This can be used together with Word to enable you to play around with markup and see the results of playing around with the markup very quickly. Let me show you what I mean by this. Here I've created a simple document. Let's open it. It contains just a bit of text. This is a test. I'll close this. I'm going to drag and drop that Word document onto Visual Studio. And there we can see the guts of that Word document. We can see the three relationships from the package to the three core parts. We can look at the document.xml part. One little trick I'm going to show you here is that I tell Visual Studio to align attributes when it formats the XML. This makes it significantly easier to edit the XML or look at the XML. To set that feature, you go to Tools, Options, Text Editor, XML, Formatting, Align Attributes each on a separate line, and click OK. Now I'm back in my document.xml. I can format that, and you can see that it aligns all the attributes each on a separate line. So now what's interesting is I can just go in here and start changing things. So I can say this is a very simple test, and I can just save this. I don't even have to close it. Come back to Windows Explorer and double click, and I can see the results of my changes in markup. So now if I want to test something, I can insert just a bit of markup here to make this run all bold. I can save this. I don't need to close it. Come over into Word, I open it, and sure enough it's bolded. Now that I'm in here, I want to see what it looks like if the this is bolded but is not bolded. So I'll unbold the is, I'll save it, close it, and now when I come back into Visual Studio, it tells me that this file has changed outside the editor. Do you wish to reload it? And if I say yes, it reloads the file, and of course you can see that the formatting is lost because Word just wrote this whole document again, and Word wrote it with the formatting that Word uses, which is it doesn't put any insignificant white space in there. So now I can format it again, and after I've formatted it again, I can drop down here and I can see here's the first run that is bolded, here's the is that is not bolded, and here is the remainder of the sentence that is bolded. This ability to come over into Word, open it, change it, make all the text red, save it, close it, come into Visual Studio. Visual Studio tells me that the file has changed, reload it, format it, look at the markup, change the markup if I want to, save it, go back to Windows Explorer, reopen it in Windows. This allows me both to see the changes in markup that Word makes as I manipulate the document, and it allows me to manipulate the markup and see what it looks like in Word very easily. One key point to remember is that you have to close Word each time, but you don't have to close Visual Studio. Visual Studio does not keep the document open, but when Word has the document open, it locks that document so that Visual Studio can't write to it. So this approach means that you end up closing and opening Word often, but leaving the document open in Visual Studio. That's all I'm going to cover in this screencast. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.